Would you look at that hot new piece of technology on the table right there? That's the latest iPhone, right? That's the iPhone XR. Okay, fine. No, it's the iPhone 4, but it does have something in common with the brand new iPhone XR. Some of you probably already know what that is. For those of you that don't, it has the same number of pixels per inch as the eventual upcoming iPhone XR, the 2018 iPhone XR. And as you can tell, I'm a little bit upset about it because the iPhone XR is a $750 device in 2018. And I'm sitting here looking at some screen resolution that's identical on a device that came out many years ago. Will, when did the iPhone 4 come out? June 24, 2010. That's when Apple was capable of putting a 326 ppi display into a smartphone. All the way back then, and they're still doing it to this day. And I can't figure out the reason. I know some of you out there in the audience are gonna say, but Lou, on a smartphone, can you really see the difference? Can you tell the difference? So what about this PPI? Well, here's the thing. In an environment where we have plenty of choices and plenty of options, especially at low price points, all kinds of applications have started to take screen resolution into consideration, like YouTube, Netflix, and so on, where you may want to trigger that HD functionality to be able to watch a full resolution video on your smartphone. Now, not a lot of people are talking about this, but if you pick up this brand new iPhone XR at $750, you're not going to be able to watch 1080p YouTube. You can't toggle that setting because the device is not capable of it. Now, I'm going to bring another phone into the mix here. This is the Samsung Galaxy S4. When did this come out, Will? 2013, this device came out. It's got a 5-inch 1080p display for a PPI of 441. That's still 4 years ago. And of course, every single Galaxy S device since then has maintained at least that resolution, at least 1080p. Of course, there's ones now with even higher resolution and you can toggle it to your own taste. Now, there is a debate regarding what the human eye can actually see and at which distance. So at this distance here, I shouldn't be able to discern pixels. Possibly here, I start to pick them up. On this display on the iPhone 4, if I look closely at a close range, yes, I can see individual pixels. Is it horrendous? Does it completely ruin the experience? No, I'm not suggesting that the phone is completely ruined by the fact that it doesn't have at least a 1080p display. The reason I'm angry about this is because there's not much reason for it except to distance the premium product from the discounted one, in my opinion, to try to convince people to step up and spend more money on the more premium XS and XS Max. But the reason it's irritating is because the material cost of stepping up to a few extra pixels when the scale is there, when so many other smartphone manufacturers are already using those 1080p displays, some even with a notch, like on the Pocophone right here. There's an example. There's a 1080p display on a device that costs $300. How are these aggressive Android price points being serviced by 1080p resolution? Because the material cost on those displays is not that much. That part is ubiquitous. It's everywhere. So Apple probably could have given it to you. They just didn't want to. They didn't think they had to. And so they didn't. And now they're trying to compel people, much like with the charge brick that's not in the box for Supercharge, they're trying to compel people to spend a little more while still stating, hey, at least we have a budget option. Now, to be completely fair, I think a lot of people are gonna walk into the Apple store, look at the XR and be like, hey, that's fine for me. For me, that's non-negotiable. That's just kind of a jerk move. Now, I know there's gonna be Apple fans out there, you're gonna disagree with me. You're gonna sit there and say, Lou, Apple knows best. Apple knows how much resolution we need. You're gonna say 326 ppi is the perfect resolution. It's fine. But if that was the case, then why does Apple sell premium devices with more resolution? Why does the XS and XS Max have a higher PPI? For what reason? Well, because it's not true. If you hold those two displays next to each other, you should be able to discern the difference if you know what you're looking for. Now, at this point, I sound like an aggravated nerd, and possibly I am. And many people out there are gonna be like, but I can get the bright colors on the XR for $750, and that's really what I'm in this for. And look, if you're one of those people, more power to you. These are your dollars. But in my opinion, in an era with Poco phones and 1080 screens everywhere on devices under 500, under 400, under 300. This one for me is the biggest mess up on this particular device. Otherwise, the spec list looks pretty good. But see, the problem with this as a tech fan is that we count on the market leaders to push the better technology forward. We count on them to show us sort of what's happening and what's important and what's possible. And when you have a leader like Apple intentionally holding products back to create these price discrepancies so they can play in these different marketplaces without cannibalizing their premium stuff, you have confusion in the consumer marketplace, or at least a lack of understanding. Yes, the PPI of this guy, this ancient looking iPhone 4, is equivalent to the PPI of the new iPhone XR. There are way more pixel dense displays out there for less money, and you should know about it.